Hi guys, Ashantin here. How are you? I am progressing here. It is starting to come together. Let's go and have a look, and I'll show you a few things of what I have been up to and share with you a little thinking about what might work. Starter home looking as good as always. However, I've been working on some shapes and the shape is coming almost before the material. I have built a bridge. I got so tired of going downhill and up dale when I was coming over to the nether portal that I decided to build a bridge. And you may wonder, why have I not put it in direct line? And the answer is that I wanted it over this natural spit of land here because it then follows the shape of the hills very well. And also I think, funnily enough, it gives a wonderful natural elegance to it, whereas if I'd just taken it diagonally across, it wouldn't have had the same feeling of sitting right in the countryside. I think that's the best way of expressing it. We have a very nice cove over here, which would make either, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but on the hillside there's a nice little area here. It almost looks as if there has already been a formation, but that would make a very nice little pirate's castle, fishing port, this area here. I think this main cove should remain just as it is, because that's a sort of oh gosh, I've fallen off. A sort of welcoming area, and I think that would be good. I think though that I have the most beautiful lagoon at the back here, and I don't really want to build anything too substantial around here. But west is over there where my cursor is, and I have been changing up a little bit of the gravel to sand round here and adding a bit more sandy beach, because I think that, can you imagine a sunset bar in that sort of gap with a nice sandy beach, rest and relaxation, and maybe over in that area where my cursor is, maybe put a sandstone summer house, diving board into the lagoon, and then make it a verdant place full of beautiful trees and things like that. Oh, I'm getting quite excited about the whole thing. Dog has been an absolute star. I came out of an underground hole where I was building a mob grinder, and I was completely pelted with eggs. And having heard me say that I hadn't got any chickens, he brought me lots of eggs. So we now have chickens as well as sheep and cows. And over here, and again, this is a wonderful bay. There's two possible islands for bases or castles, whatever you would like, or maybe a luxurious hotel on this one with a sandy beach. Who knows? But we have so many lovely coves, and I've found a pond here. It's a fantastic place, this. I'm really loving it. I don't think I've ever found a formation that I quite so align with. That is definitely a really nice place, isn't it? However, and you can see how that curve mirrors the land almost from here. Yeah, is that straight? Is the land straight? It is straight. Yes, it's just the angle. No, I think that looks right. I think that looks right. And I've decided to go with the terrain, not to flatten everything. So I'm building with the terrain, as I like doing. So in here, although I'm camping out here with my bed in here, I think that where I want to put my bedroom is here, because it struck me that when I'm further over, the sun sinks behind that, whereas here you get the full sunset going down into the sea, which is particularly gorgeous. So I think that's nice. And also the other way, I get a wonderful easterly view. I can just see the lava coming out of the side of the hill there. I think over there that we've got, as you can see where my cursor is, a a snow biome. And I think that further over is another set of pine trees. I don't think that's a jungle. I'd love it if it was, but it's not. It's all rendering in or rendering out according to what it wants to do. So I think this shape is going to work well. I haven't quite decided on what I'm even going to build it of. I'm havering. I don't want to build it of grey stone, at least not all of it, because I think there's so much grey around here, which is I love, but I think it needs to be something else. And I think I'm going to have a look at, I just have a feeling acacia wood's going to be slightly too bright for this area. I'm going to have a look at red clay, though whether I'd find enough red clay, but one has time in a place like this, one has time. I haven't really explored around that side very much. But one thing I am particularly keen on is, guys, can you see that monster oak tree? Isn't that gorgeous? And look, we do have snow up there. We can have a mount and a flying chicken. We can have a mountain lodge up there. But that lagoon is going to be just gorgeous. I'm going to take all that horrible red granite out, and I'm going to replace it with earth and jungle trees. And you can hear all the growling because under this tree farm, under here, I have a mob grinder, and they spawn under there. So I've not done anything complicated at all. I have been building stuff down here. I've got a mine going, thank goodness. But this layout needs a lot of improvement. So mob grinder and mine, and going down this path, which I can do effortlessly when I'm not on camera. Here we come on. Am I the only person in the world that has trouble going down ladders when they're on camera? I'm sure I'm not, because a lot of the YouTubers, it's quite obvious they're first-class guys when it comes to doing stuff. But when they're on camera, this is the mob grinder. I had to mine for hours to get enough iron for this. Look at this, already. And I only got it up and running this morning. That is not a bad haul, because we don't have a skeleton farm anywhere. Though I do pick up bows from skeletons. So just having a mob grinder that works, and then my mine is down there, which is lava heaven. But I haven't got the access to this sorted out into anything fancy yet. I've more been getting myself up and running here. It takes something to actually get going on a new server, especially when you fall in lava and lose all your kit. Anyway, that's a little storage room that's coming together nicely. So, as I was saying, guys, I think that gradually it's just beginning to take shape in my mind, and it's just beginning to green up. And also I owe a huge thank you for Dog, because do you remember I had that raft of gravel here? Bless him, he came over, that was the bed he sort of camped in, and we took away all the gravel and replaced it with earth. And it makes such a difference to the whole look of the place, having a nice green area. I knew I was going to do that. So I think on that note, actually what I'm going to do is show you, I think it's sunset, just about recording for a day. I must put some, I've got some plates to put down there. So that's going to be my sunset view, which I think is rather spectacular. On that note, guys, I'm going to say good night. Watching the sunset. So, so pretty. Isn't that lovely? Let me get inside before the mob comes, because they will. Bye guys.